Now, I'm going to ask questions about several kinds of animals, starting with the giraffe. Do giraffes have short necks?
Do giraffes have short necks?
No, they don't. Giraffes don't have short necks.
No, they don't. Giraffes
Do
don't
giraffes
have
have
short
long necks?
Do giraffes have long necks?
Yes, that's correct. Giraffes have long necks.
Yes, that's correct. Giraffes
Do they have wings?
long necks. Do they have wings?
No, they don't have wings.
No, they don't have wings.
Does a giraffe have 6 legs?
Does a giraffe have 6 legs?
No, a giraffe doesn't have 6 legs.
No, a giraffe doesn't
Does
have
a giraffe
6
have
legs.
3 legs?
Does a giraffe have 3 legs?
No, that's ridiculous. A giraffe doesn't have 3 legs.
No, that's ridiculous.
How many legs does a giraffe
doesn't
have?
3 legs. How many legs does a giraffe have?
4. A giraffe has 4 legs.
4. A giraffe has 4 legs.
Does a bird have 4 legs?
Does a bird have 4 legs?
No, a bird doesn't have 4 legs.
No, a bird doesn't have
How
4
many
legs.
legs does the bird have?
How many legs does the bird have?
A bird has 2 legs.
A bird has
Do
2
birds
legs.
have wings?
Do birds have wings? Do birds have wings?
Yes, birds have wings.
Yes, birds have
How many wings does the bird have?
How many wings does the bird have?
A bird has 2 wings.
A bird has 2 wings.
Do lions eat vegetables?
Do lions eat vegetables?
No, lions don't eat vegetables.
No, lions don't
Do they eat fruit?
vegetables. Do they eat fruit?
No, they don't eat fruit either.
No, they don't eat
What do they
fruit
eat?
either. What do they eat?
They eat meat.
They eat meat.
Do they eat fruit or vegetables?
Do they eat fruit or vegetables?
No, they don't eat fruit or vegetables.
No, they don't eat
What
fruit
do they
or
eat?
vegetables. What do they eat?
They eat meat.
They eat meat.
Alright, enough with the questions about animals. Now, I'm going to ask questions about 2 people named Matt and Jean. Are Matt and Jean musicians?
Are Matt and Jane musicians?
No, Matt and Jean are definitely not musicians.
No,
We know
Matt
that
and
because of
Jane
the clothes that they're
definitely
wearing.
not musicians.
Are they
We know that
taxi
because
drivers?
The clothes that they are wearing. Are they taxi drivers?
No, they aren't taxi drivers.
No, they aren't
What
taxi
are they?
drivers. What are they?
Well, they're doctors.
Well, they're doctors.
Does Matt know Jean?
Does Matt know Jane?
Yes, Matt knows Jean.
Yes, Matt knows
Do Matt
Jane.
and Jean work in different hospitals?
Do Matt and Jane work in different hospitals?
No, that's not true. Matt and Jean don't work in different hospitals.
No, that's not true. Matt and
Do they work
Jane
in the
don't
same
work
hospital?
in different hospitals. Do they work in the same hospital?
Yes, they work in the same hospital.
Yes, they work in the same hospital.
Does Matt know who Jane is?
Does Matt know who Jane is?
Yes, that's correct. Matt knows who Jane is.
Yes, that's correct.
Does Jane know Matt
knows
as well?
who Jane is. Does Jane know Matt as well?
Yes, Jane knows Matt as well.
Yes, Jane knows Matt.
Do Matt and Jane work in the same place?
Do Matt and Jane work in the same place?
Yes, Matt and Jane work in the same place.
Yes, Matt and Jane
Do
work
they know
in
each
the
other?
same place. Do they know each other?
Yes, they know each other.
Yes, they know each other.
According to Jane, is Matt a terrible doctor?
According to Jane, is Matt a terrible doctor?
No, he's not. According to Jane, Matt isn't a terrible doctor.
No, he's not. According to
According to
Jane, Matt
Jane,
isn't a
is
terrible
Matt
doctor.
a great doctor?
According to Jane, is Matt a great doctor?
Yes, that's correct. According to Jane, Matt is a great doctor.
Yes, that's correct.
Does
According to
Jane
Jane,
consider Matt
is a
a
great
terrible doctor?
Does Jane consider Matt a terrible doctor?
No, Jane doesn't consider Matt a terrible doctor.
No, Jane doesn't
Does
consider
Jane
Matt
consider
a
Matt
terrible
a
doctor.
great doctor?
Does Jane consider Matt a great doctor?
Yes, that's right. Jane considers Matt a great doctor.
Yes, that's right. Jane considers Matt a
Okay,
great
now
doctor.
we're going to also talk about another doctor named Andrew. Does Matt know Andrew?
Does Matt know Andrew?
No, Matt doesn't know Andrew.
No, Matt doesn't know
Does Matt
Andrew.
know who Andrew is?
Does Matt know who Andrew is?
No, Matt doesn't know who Andrew is.
No, Matt
What
doesn't
about
know
Jane?
who Andrew is.
Does Jane know Andrew?
What about Jane? Does Jane know Andrew?
No, Jane doesn't know Andrew either.
No, Jane doesn't know Andrew either.
Do Jane and Andrew know each other?
Do Jane and Andrew know each other?
No, Jane and Andrew don't know each other.
No, Jane
Do
and
Matt
Andrew
and
don't
Andrew
know
know
each
each
other.
other?
Do Matt and Andrew know each other?
No, Matt and Andrew don't know each other.
No, Matt and
Do
Andrew
Matt
don't
and
know
Jane
each
know
other.
each other?
Do Matt and Jane know each other?
Yes, Matt and Jane know each other.
Yes,
They work in the
Matt
same
and Jane
hospital
know each
after
other.
all.
They work in the same hospital after all. After all.
Do Matt and Jane work more than 5 days a week?
Do Matt and Jane work more than five days a week?
Yes, they work more than 5 days a week.
Yes, they work more
Do
than
they work
5
7 days a week?
Do they work 7 days a week?
No, they don't work 7 days a week.
No,
They don't actually work that much.
No, they don't work 7 days a week. They
How many
don't
days a
actually
week
work
do
that
they
much.
work?
How many days a week do they work?
They work 6 days a week.
They work 6 days a week.
Do they work on Mondays?
Do they work on Mondays?
Yes, they work on Mondays.
Yes, they work on
Do
Mondays.
they work on Saturdays?
Do they work on Saturdays?
Yes, they work on Saturdays.
Yes, they work on Saturdays.
Do they work on Sundays?
Do they work on Sundays?
No, they don't work on Sundays.
No, they don't work on Sundays.
Do they work every day?
Do they work every day?
No, they don't work every day.
No, they don't work every day.
What day of the week don't they work?
What day of the week don't they work?
They don't work on Sundays.
They don't work on Sundays.